stay in the same vein here, James. What about the stuff that happened over the weekend? The huge controversy in the United States when Easter Sunday was referred by the President to Transgender Day of Visibility. Now, we know he markets himself as a Christian to win votes in the United States. Not very Christian to sort of wipe Easter Sunday off the calendar. But I went through the list of days. There's about 25 of them, all about sexuality. And then, you know, that's not even the race-based dates and the multicultural dates and all the other dates focused on dividing us. But in the case of Australia, you know, we have one day to unite us, and that's now abused.
Peter, we have seen trans visibility for a very long time. They're very hard to miss. And look, we've been living with this whole idea of trans in our community ever since. The first time I ever heard of the term trans was in the 1990s when Silence of the Lambs came out, and we had Buffalo Bill going through that transition. And so we've all been exposed to trans over the years, but the problem is they've got bolder. And I hate to say this, look, there's some decent adult trans people that live amongst us that you wouldn't even know are trans. They don't make a big deal of it. But we've got so many activists now out there, and we see you. We actually mock you because you don't know what you are. You don't know whether you're a woman or a male, and then we feel awkward. All we can do is sort of talk behind our backs about you because you don't look one or the other. I see it around the streets here, and I feel very upset for some of these people. They don't know who they are, and the public certainly are tired of having this rubbish just shoved down their throat. I just wish we'd get over it. We're tired of the division in amongst the community, and it's largely what's distracting us from getting on with the real issues in this country. So the sooner we can have an inquiry into this trans issue, particularly for those under the age of 18, the better. I just wish the parliaments would stop blocking it, and I just wish these agitators out there who are on the side of the trans community would just shut up and get on with life, because seriously, we're tired of the division ourselves.
And I have to say, look, Nicole's probably where I am. As a woman, I don't care how you represent yourself, but I don't want you in my spaces as a woman. I don't want you in my toilets. I don't want you in my change rooms. I don't want you playing against me in a sport unless you are a biological woman. All the other stuff you guys can fight about and debate about and I don't care about, but I care about women's spaces because, Nicole, we have fought so long. I'm in my 50s now. It's taken us so long as women to get to where we are, and almost immediately we've got it there, and that playing field is now being eroded. That's what makes me angry. Hey, just quickly, James, I've got to ask you, pill testing. So what happens when this new pill testing site opens in Brisbane later this month? Am I allowed to now walk around with drugs in my possession against the law? And if someone pulls me over, I just say, oh, don't worry, I'm just taking them to the pill testing centre. Is that what we're going to do?
It's a sad, sad state of affairs here in Queensland, and yeah, it sends the wrong message. And of course, police are going to be confused on how to deal with this. What's the point of having sniffer dogs when this issue raises its ugly head? I spoke to some former addicts recently, and you know what they said to me? There's no such thing as a good drug. Pill testing won't save your life because it doesn't then give you the dosage on which to take. And as we saw recently, a 40-year-old woman, quite successful in her own right, took these so-called party drugs, these social drugs, and where is she? She's dead. She's in a box right now, and she's hoping, well, her family are hoping that the public get behind and donate so they can get her body back to New Zealand. It's very sad. There's no good way to look at this. It's tragic, and I tell you what, if One Nation have a say in the next parliament, we'll be reversing this. It's got to go.
James Ashby, Nicole Flint, thank you very much. Right after the break, Green Law.